Okay, Rainmakers, we are live for the second presentation, the encore of Sales Domination Decoded. So if you're watching this live, drop a hi, let me know who you are, where you're from, type in the chat, what do you sell? Okay, and I'm very proud today to have you here. And the reason today we are doing the second presentation, the encore of Sales Domination Decoded, is not really so much to do a repeat. So the content that you're going to hear today is going to be entirely different. The principles and the solutions remain the same. But what I want to focus on today is more of the client stories, okay? Because in the first version of this Sales Domination Decoded, you learned about my story. You know how I made my first 10K month in 2018. And I'm not going to repeat those stories. Instead, I want to share about you. I want to talk about you and the stories of my clients so that you can gain additional insight on why the message for today is extremely important and what's going to happen if you go on for the rest of 2020 without understanding what it means to master your mind, master your mindset. So let me know if the audio is good enough and drop a hi and let me see. Sarvan, wonderful. So I can see your comment. Okay, keep the comments coming in so that I know that everything is flowing. And if you have opted to attend this session live, or maybe you're watching the replay at a later time, it's only going to take up an hour or two of your time. So if you know that I contain the solution that you want to have for the rest of your year moving forward, do yourself a favor and close all the other browsers. Take out your journal, your pen, your notebook, and stay focused. Give me this window of this 45 minutes to share with you what has worked for me so that you don't spend the rest of 2020 going around in circles. Okay, you good? Are we good? Okay. So before we get started for today, I want to share with you a couple of stories. And I want you to know that this is extremely relevant to you if, okay, this training is extremely relevant to you if you work in sales. And there's two kinds of people, okay? Number one, you are either moving towards your first milestone. You might be new to sales, and that first milestone, it could be your first 10K, okay, or whatever it is that you want to hit in your sales career. You want to hit that milestone, but you don't know why. You keep falling back. You keep falling victim to your old paradigm. There is something in your system. It could be a limiting belief, it could be a trauma, it could be something invisible that is holding you back, and you want to break those barriers. And this training is for you. Or you have already made your money, you've already gone past six figures, and then you look back and you feel that, hey, I've lost my relationships, I've lost my passion, I've made all the money, which I think, okay, it's gonna be, what is up, Robert? I've made all the money, which I think was my definition of success. But after I hit those financial goals, I look back and my family isn't on my side. My spouse isn't on my side. My passion isn't connected with me anymore. And you're feeling that sense of emptiness. So if that is you, then this training is for you as well. As long as you work in sales and you don't have a complete picture of what it means to be successful, and you feel stuck, you're frustrated, you go to sleep at night not knowing when the next wave of commissions is going to come, or you go to bed at night wondering, when am I ever going to live my truth? Then this training is for you. I want you to give this workshop 100% of your attention because today's training is entirely about you. I've already done this training once, and the only reason why I'm doing it again is um, a lot of times it's not so much hitting the goals that count. We always talk about goal setting, goal setting, goal setting. Who you become along the way of hitting these goals is even more important. than actually hitting those goals. Because think about it. If you chase these goals and along the way you lose that most valuable part of yourself, then what have you become? Have you sold your soul to these goals? Right? So hitting these goals is important, but the reason we set these goals in the first place, whether it's your first 10K, whether it's doubling, tripling your closing ratio, whether it's finding a company that you can work for in the long run, at the end of the day, you set these goals because you wanted to grow. You want to improve your quality of life. So if you look back and you don't have the health that you want, you don't have the wealth that you want, you don't have the love that you want, then you need to sit down and recalibrate and say, what is it that's really going to fulfill me this lifetime? Because life is short. Okay, your time, your energy is finite. So my message for you today is to respect your life, respect your time, respect your sales career, and don't go around in circles. Don't go around getting busy. Don't go around burning yourself out just because you think you can. Because when it's all said and done and you look back on your life, you want to ask yourself, did I make the right decisions? Am I going to complete this journey with fulfillment, or I'm going to complete this journey with regret? Okay. So before I move on to the rest of the story, I want to share this client story with you. And I want you to know that just before today's live workshop, I had a conversation with one of my clients, and let's call her Amanda. And I want you to know Amanda's story because if you work in sales, whether you're watching this live or the replay at later time, there's a very high chance that you can relate to this story. Amanda's situation was for the longest time before she started working with me as a client, she was six figures in debt. And after working with me just this past week, okay, after training with me for 2 weeks, just this past week, she made her first $1,000 in commissions. So prior to this, she was six figures in debt. And the banks were calling her every single day. And she was stressed to the max, right? And her face was having all the pimples, all the acne just bursting out because she couldn't cope with the stress. After working with me, I put her into my training and she made her first 1K in commissions. Guess what was her reaction? If you're watching this live right now, put in the chat. Amanda was six figures in debt. This past week, she made her first 1K in commissions that she could now use to tell the banks that, hey, I'm in good standing right now. I'm able to pay back in installment what I owe you, and my sales career is on an upward trajectory. Things are in good hands. Guess what was Amanda's reaction when we were talking about this? Put in the chat if you know, if you're able to guess. I think there's a bit of a delay from the time that you put your comments. Robert is saying mind blown, busted in emotional tears. So you are absolutely right. Amanda was crying. But no, she wasn't crying because she was celebrating. She was crying because she felt bad. She was crying because she felt bad that the 1K in commissions that she earned, she had to take half of those money to repay. So Sarvan is saying paradigm shift. Yes, that's exactly what we are here to do today. Um, it's easy to say the word paradigm. Wait till you really understand uh, what's happening. Okay. So I got curious and I said, hey, the last few years when this debt was snowballing, you didn't cry. You were happy. The moment you made your first 1K and now you can actually pay the banks back, now you cry. Why? Right? And she said she felt bad because she couldn't pay the banks back. But I say, wait a minute. You were in debt for the last 5, 6 years and now you made your first 1K and you cry. It doesn't even make any sense. So this is the reason why I say that a lot of people use the words paradigm, but they don't understand what it means to be controlled by your paradigm. Let me ask you a question. If you were in Amanda's shoes, you're six figures in debt, and you make that first 1K in commissions, how would you feel? Would you celebrate or would you cry? Because the fact is, if you could make that 1K in 1 week, in a month, that's 4K. If you could do this once, how many times would you do it? If you could do this once, how many times would you do it? Would you repeat it twice? Would you repeat it 3 times? Or would you feel sad and cry? You see, consciously, we know that, hey, I've made my first 1K. I can just do it again, make my second 1K, and make my third 1K, and use it to scale and go upwards. Things are already moving upwards for Amanda once we started working with each other. Yet, at the very same time, we find Amanda crying. How is that possible? You see, because when your paradigm is controlling you, even when, listen to this, okay, even when things start moving upwards, you will still find a reason to be sad. You will still find a reason to be demoralized. If I were in her shoes and I make the first 1K, I would ask her, what did you do? Steps one, two, three, right? Well, I would do the shit out of steps one, two, and three hundreds and thousands of times. I would not have the time to sit down and cry. You understand? But when your paradigm is controlling you, you will find a reason to be sad. You will find a reason to be demoralized. You will find a reason to procrastinate. You will find a reason to get busy. So, in such a situation, if you have the best programs, you have the best tools, it doesn't work because your paradigm will always find a reason to self-sabotage. You understand? And this brings me to my first secret. Okay. So very quickly, I've already covered this in the last workshop. So my story was when I started in January 2018, I was down to my last $2. I tried copy. I tried sales. I had, like Amanda, okay, I had a perfect setup. I had a perfect script. I had a perfect product, but I was stuck. Just like Amanda, I would find reasons, okay, to self-sabotage. It's not only until I found the belief. Deep down, do you believe you can achieve this 10K? Because when I was writing my goal, I said by the end of this year, 2018, at the time, I would make my first 10K in USD. But over here, I was just stuck with $2. I was laughing at myself. Okay, because deep down, I did not have the self-belief. So you can go ahead and accumulate all the tools in the world, all the best programs on copywriting, all the best programs in sales. When you meet your clients face to face, are you going to throw 100 sales techniques at your client? Or do you simply have the conviction that I deserve to be successful and you deserve to be successful? It is as simple as having the belief, but does it mean that it is easy? So Sarvan, copy is short for copywriting. It is when you write for companies to sell their stuff, but you use it using the power of words as opposed to talking. Okay, copywriting. Do a Google. So you can have all the best tools. At the end of the day, look at your results because your belief will always be a match. That's right, it's persuasion in print. Good one, Robert. So your belief will always be a match with your results. So when you look at your results and you ask yourself, hey, why am I stuck? Why am I being held back? Take a look at your belief. Take a look at your belief. And you know what the worst part is? The worst part is these beliefs are often subconscious, if not unconscious. Amanda couldn't even see that her paradigm was messing with her. If you tell me that Amanda had to cry because she was failing, yes, I will say, you know what? Go ahead and cry. Okay? If you told me that Amanda wasn't able to close deals, then I would say, yes, go ahead and cry. But if you tell me that Amanda had successfully made her first 1K in commissions, why would you cry? I don't understand. I would do the shit out of whatever brought me to the 1K. until I hit this, because I have the belief that if I can make the 1K, I will scale it up to 10 and there's nothing going to stop me. Agree? Or why would Amanda sit down and cry? Why would her emotions grab hold of her? And I'm sure this is something that's very familiar to you, because if you look at secret number one, and I've covered this in my live workshop, the enemy here is self-sabotage. Okay, like I was saying, if you have the perfect external setup, but inside your beliefs are messing with you, you will always find a way, a shape, a form, a method to screw things up. And this does not happen consciously. Did you hear what I say? I say this does not happen consciously. I was sharing a story in the last live workshop about how this client of mine, he closed his first 12K deal and he had a follow-up call to take the money. And the client was there, ready to make payment. He called the client and he said, hello, are you ready to move forward? And the client was, hello, hello. And the closer was, hello, can you hear me? And the client was, hello, hello, is there anyone there? And the client hung up because the client could not hear anything on the phone. And when my student checked his microphone was switched off. Just that one button that he did not press, it caused him to lose that follow-up close, which caused him to lose that 12K deal. Why? Why was he not able to switch on the phone? Is it a coincidence? No. This is one example of your paradigm finding ways to sabotage yourself because your beliefs are not a match with your goals. Suddenly, your Wi-Fi goes down. You're closing that deal, suddenly it rains. You're closing that deal, suddenly traffic breaks down. You're closing that deal, suddenly your phone explodes. But whatever happens, your paradigm, your subconscious mind will always, 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 always find a way for you to mess up if at your core you don't reprogram your beliefs. So the main gist of secret number one is if you do not take control of your beliefs, no amount of external programs are going to help. You may think that the answer is in more programs. You may think that the answer is in more um, going for more workshops, going for more distractions. At the end of the day, I want you to come face to face with your beliefs. And most of the time, it is a blind spot. You understand? So, someone is asking, can you give me an example of a belief? So, let's go back to talk about Amanda. Okay. Are you curious at all? How did Amanda um, accumulate six figures in debt? What is the story behind it? There has to be a story behind it, right? So let's work backwards. You must understand that for whether you're six figures in debt or you're six figures in profit, the money is either a negative or a positive, right? It's either a deficit or surplus, right? And by the time you actually see the deficit or the surplus, what is that thing? That is an effect. That is a result, right? What is the cause? What is the process that led to this deficit or this profit? There has to be something that's happening before that, right? So the answer was in her habits. So Amanda had this habit of spending. That's why there's the six-figure debt, right? How does she spend? When she goes online and she sees, oh wow, amazing, 7-week program, what does she do? Spend. And then down the road, she sees another program. Oh wow, amazing, another 7-week program, I spend. What happens over the years is the spending led to the deficit. Then why is there no surplus? Why did she not make the investment back? Because every time after she bought the program and the program is in her hands, let's say the program has 5 steps, 5 simple steps. What she would do was she would go step one, done. Step two, done. Oh, step three, I don't really understand. Let me put it down and let me go somewhere else. So I told her, hey, you bought this program, and this program teaches you 5 simple steps. When you got to step number 3 and you don't understand, why did you put the thing down and do nothing? Why didn't you ask your teacher, hey, could you help me with step 3? Why didn't you ask your friends, your peers, your colleagues, your teammates, the internet, Google, Quora, Reddit, forums, Facebook? Why didn't you ask, hey, I'm stuck with step 3, can someone help me? So put in the chat, Sarvan, make a guess why Amanda was not able to go through step 3. So she bought this program, 5 steps. Step 1 done, step 2 done, step 3, she would put the program down and buy another new program. So I was like, wait a minute, you have a wonderful program. This program works. I've done that program before. So instead of going through step 3, I mean, some programs there will be a roadblock here and there, right? So it may not be easy, but why did you not tackle that roadblock, but instead turn around and buy another program? And when Amanda had program number 2, and program number 2 has 5 steps, and program number 2 says, okay, go step 1, and Amanda will, okay, step 1 done. The program will say, okay, step 2, and Amanda will go step 2 done. And then the program will say, okay, step 3, Amanda would be stuck, and she would put down the step 3 and buy another program. Why? Because she says, oh, I want to learn. Yeah, everybody wants to learn. You want more health, more wealth, more love. Everybody wants that. But when you hit a roadblock in your program, what is stopping you to reach out and ask for help? The answer is a belief. What type of belief? Amanda believed that if she succeeded, listen to this. Amanda believed that if she succeeded, she would become her father. I know it sounds absurd, but this is a subconscious belief because in Amanda's mind, her father is a leader. And her father absolutely sucked as a leader. So in her mind, I don't want to become like my father. So because of that reason, this subconscious, unconscious belief, Amanda's paradigm, therefore, in order to protect, the paradigm is trying to protect, in order to protect Amanda from becoming like a father, this would happen. Somehow, some way, some shape or form, her paradigm would find a way to send everything crashing down so that she could fulfill her belief of, hey, I never have to become my father. Because if I succeed, then I'm like my dad. And I don't want to be like my dad. So this is one example. And I want you to let me know in the comments whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the replay. This story is a perfect example that if you don't change your beliefs and you go out there and you get busy, you are doing 10, 20 things a day. Okay. 6 months down the road, 2 years down the road, your results are not going to change. Why? Because you can never escape the limits of your belief. Do you believe that you are worthy of success? Do you have that belief? If you don't have the belief, nothing you do is going to work. Be honest with yourself. Some people, let me give you another example. So there was another client, okay? Let's call her Chris. So I was speaking with Chris sometime back, and I was asking Chris, hey, because both Chris and Amanda got into the program. So I was asking Chris, hey, where are your assignments? And Chris said, I'm busy. Okay. Yes, I know, Sarvan. The reason why you don't get it is because it is illogical. It doesn't make sense. And that's exactly how your paradigm works. Because if it's an emotional wound, it's very hard to connect the dots logically. You understand? For yourself, you have to examine your beliefs and ask yourself, hey, are my beliefs serving me? Do I believe that I can become a successful salesperson? Do I even know what my beliefs are? Because a lot of times it will be hidden from ourselves because we don't want to face those things. So Chris was saying, I'm busy. So I said, okay, what are you busy with? I asked. So Chris said, I have to do this, I have to do that, and then I have to do this. And then I said, What do you mean have to? And Chris said, what do you mean have to? I have to do these things. I have to do these things. And I said, no, you don't have to do things. You choose to do things. You see, have to is an extremely reactive word. Same thing as I tried my best. I'm trying to do this. Oh, let me give it a try. Oh, I have to do this. No, you don't have to do anything. You choose to do what you want. You have 24 hours. I have 24 hours. When I get up in the morning, I choose the 6 things that I know are going to count. And I set the time that at this time, I'm going to do this. I choose, I plan, I decide, I go on the attack. But if you're saying, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. Yeah, we could be doing the same exact things. You could be sending your kids to school. I could be sending my kids to school. But it's a very different mindset. You're reacting. You're putting out fires. But I'm dictating the pace of my life. I'm choosing when to do what, how I'm going to do, how am I going to create the solutions. I'm going on the attack. I'm taking the initiative. You understand? So why do all these things happen? And when people don't have the right beliefs, subconsciously, they think they're not worthy. Subconsciously, they believe that they cannot surpass certain ceilings. When your beliefs hold you back, and these are 4 levels of discipline. Some of you might be asking, hey, why don't I have discipline? Well, the reason why you don't have discipline is because you rely on willpower. Willpower is finite. When your willpower drains, you burn out, your health suffers. At level 2, you try and instill more discipline to yourself to compensate. The reason why you use 1, 2, and 3, you try and force yourself to have habits. When you force yourself to do 1, 2, and 3, and you don't have the belief in you, what's going to happen is you're going to burn out because these are limited. And when you use this to compensate, sooner or later, okay, you're not going to make it. For example, if you set a goal, I want to hit my first 10K this year, I want to hit 6 figures this year. That is your goal. But do you have the same belief? Do you believe that you are worth that kind of money? Do you believe that you can play at that level? Do you believe that you can succeed at that caliber? If you don't have those beliefs and you hustle and you grind and you push, what's going to happen? Your health is going to suffer. Your relationships around you are going to suffer. And the more you try to compensate, the more you try to force yourself thinking that, hey, if I am strong enough, I can push through. That's how I broke my back. That's how I had to close my martial arts school because I believed that I had the willpower. Or does your body have the same endurance? Does your health have the same resilience? If you're not aligned with your beliefs, what you're doing is you're abusing your willpower. You're abusing your body. And that is another common way that a lot of salespeople in their youth, they use to sabotage themselves and they have to pay the price as they grow older. When they no longer have the drive, when they no longer have the motivation, when all these things burn out, then they look back and they say, man, I wish I had found a smarter way. I wish I had started with the highest level of discipline, which is starting with identity. You see, when your beliefs are aligned with who you are, you set a 6 figure goal and you have 6 figure beliefs. You have the mindset of a 6 figure closer. You don't have to discipline yourself to role play. You don't have to force yourself to use willpower to go out there and speak to your prospects. You naturally are someone that goes to the gym. You naturally are someone that loves to serve your prospect. You look at the things I do every day. You can see my life is very transparent on the internet because I'm a very simple person. If I am not selling, I am trading. If I am not trading, I'm sleeping. If I am not sleeping, I'm selling. It's pretty much these 3 things. And I am someone who simply loves to sell. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, at the end of this training, I have an offer for you. I'm simply someone who loves to sell, loves to train, and loves to sleep. That is it. and I'm in line with my goals, my financial goals, my personal goals, my emotional goals. I am simply someone who is the goal. You understand? I don't have to discipline myself to go and train. I don't have to discipline myself to use willpower to study copywriting. I am simply someone who loves copy. Do you know how much I love writing copy? Do you know that writing copy is therapeutic for me? Do you know that selling on the phone? So Sarvan is saying, I want to talk to you. So if you want to talk to me, it means that you have a problem you believe that I can solve. Okay, so I'm going to reply to Sarvan's comment. If you head over to sina.live/talk, you'll be able to book a call with me, and I'm going to talk to you in person. And I want to know your story. The fact that you are a salesperson and you came on to this live workshop, or whether any of you watching this replay, you, to some degree, you know that I have the solution for you. You just want to know how can I help you, and if you can afford my services and solutions. So go to Sina.live. Any one of you that want to be like Sarva and have a conversation with me, go to Sina.live, book a call. You have no time to waste. 6 months of July, 6 months of 2020 has already come and gone. And today is already the 12th of July as of this recording. In another 6 months, it's going to be Christmas. Okay. And when that time comes, are you going to celebrate with us in this group when we get on another live like this one and we post our celebrations, we post our wins? Are you going to look back and say, oh man, I wish I had booked a call? So the ball is in your court. Okay. So your next question is, okay, Sean, I understand that I don't want to abuse my willpower because I love my health. I don't want to abuse my discipline because I'm not a psycho. I'm not a soldier. I don't want to abuse my habits because these three methods are superficial. These three methods are artificial. I want to naturally be someone that wins. I want to be naturally someone that enjoys speaking to my prospects. I love getting on the phone. There's no call reluctance. I see my prospect, I want to talk to them because I believe in myself. I believe in my solution. I believe in my prospect. This is identity. And your question, well, okay, now I want to have that identity. How do I do it? It all comes from your beliefs because your overall core beliefs form your identity. At your core, who do you believe you deserve to be? I had a client, Brandon. He had the perfect setup, the perfect script, the perfect product, the perfect company. He couldn't sell. Why? Because subconsciously, he believed that he was the bringer of misfortune. Because since young, he had been growing up in a very negative environment where his parents will say that, well, we are suffering because of you. Okay? We are suffering because of you, Brandon. So Brandon grew up thinking that, oh, I am the cause of suffering. I Wherever I go, I'm going to sabotage people. If I speak to my prospects, I'm going to sabotage my prospect because I am the bringer of misfortune. And because of this, Brandon couldn't sell. Do you understand this example? Is this example clearer? If you don't understand, put in the chat so I will explain until you understand. But because of Brian's core beliefs, okay, he saw himself as the bringer of misfortune. So his identity was sabotaging him. That's why he couldn't close. So in order to permanently change your results, you can't go to YouTube and download a bunch of free stuff. That is only going to hurt your success. If you don't believe me, Christmas this year, come back to this live and you look at the comments and you see who made the change versus who continued to waste their time and waste their money on the free stuff. You compare their results and then we'll have a conversation. Okay? If you don't change your beliefs, nothing can help you. And the only way to do that is to reprogram your mind. Okay? Secret number one is you only need, for those of you that say, I have no time, I have to do this, I have to do that. Let me tell you this. You only need 20 minutes a day of doing this one exercise to slowly but surely change your beliefs. Now, It's your belief. Think about it. Your beliefs go way back. Some of you are 20 years old, some of you are 30 years old, some of you are 40 years old. How many years have you been carrying this mental program with you? Do you really believe if you sign up for a 7-week program, your beliefs are just going to change overnight because you learned how to do a skill? Don't get me wrong, the skills are great. I'm an athlete. Without my skills, I wouldn't be an athlete. So, yes, the skills are important, but they are secondary. The skills are important, but they are secondary. The primary thing is your belief. And you only need 20 minutes of what I call self-talk. Another word for self-talk is affirmations. You have to be really careful of what you say to yourself when no one is around. Did you hear that? You have to be really careful of what you say when you talk to yourself when no one is around. When it is just yourself in your room working or in your office working, you are about to speak to your prospect. What do you say to yourself? Do you say, oh my God, I'm going to screw up? Or do you say, oh my God, I am not even at 5, 6 figures, yet I'm selling someone how to do 5, 6 figures? What you say when no one is watching is what is going to control your results. And it doesn't matter how much you try to compensate for this. It doesn't matter how you try and hide for this. At the end of the day, your results don't lie. People can see your results. The people around you, your colleagues, your boss, your family, they can all see your results. So I encourage you, if you are having a hard time finding success, maybe it's time you drop that pretense, you drop that mask and say, from this point on, I want to go face to face with my beliefs. And if my beliefs suck, I want to change those beliefs. You cannot compensate for a broken belief with additional skill. Did you hear that? You cannot compensate a broken belief with an additional skill. I love sports. I do fencing. I do badminton. If I have a belief that I can never win a competition, does it matter how many coaches I have? Does it matter how many programs I have? It doesn't matter. Because when it is match point, the pressure is on. I will be the first to choke. I will be the first to stumble. Why? Because my foundation cannot hold. My habits are going to give way. My willpower is going to give way. My discipline is going to give way. Because at my core, I don't believe that I am a champion. So do you believe that you are a champion? When was the last time you told yourself, I am a champion? When was the last time you said that? Consciously or subconsciously? If you don't even do that, and you go out there, you buy 10 programs like Amanda, you get busy like Chris, you do all these things, but you don't have this. Okay? So from this point on, I want you to practice positive self-talk. You understand? What you say when no one is in the room to yourself controls your results, and everyone can see your results. The New Thought people call this affirmations, self-talk. I am grateful that I am a 6-figure closer. I am so happy and grateful that I love speaking to my prospects. You see how that changes my intention, my belief, my state? You are priming yourself to win, and nothing is more important than your mindset. So before you buy another 5, 10 programs, before you get busy doing things you think you have to do, ask yourself, do you have this? If you don't have this, I suggest you spend 20 minutes a day affirming yourself until your subconscious accepts your new beliefs. Is my message clear? From today onwards, I don't want any of you saying, oh, I gotta try, or I have to do this, or I'm busy because I have to do this. From today onwards, I don't want to hear any of these words from you. I want to hear you say, I love closing. I love selling. I enjoy solving problems for my prospects. I enjoy helping my clients find their ideal relationships. I enjoy helping my clients lose weight and get their health back. I enjoy helping my clients make their first 5, 10, 100K from whatever marketing business or whatever the product is you're selling. If you don't have these beliefs in you, you can buy 500 sales programs, it's not going to work. Okay, so I hope my message is loud and clear. Now, secret number 2. Your next question is, okay, now I understand that my beliefs have to serve me. Okay, but does it mean that I don't have to work hard? Okay, secret number 2 is you don't have to hustle, grind, or sacrifice. This one means every day you are working 10, 12, 15 hours. This one means all you do is, I know some of you sales closers, you haven't even spoken to your first real prospect, but every day you go back and you role play, you practice. But you never ever step out of your comfort zone and go to the outside world and actually sell something to someone. Okay? This is called working hard. This is called working hard. This is called stupidity, because when you work hard and you sacrifice your health, you are not getting it back. When you work hard and you sacrifice your time with your loved ones, you are not getting it back. When you work hard and you let all that time burn, when you could have used that time to have a 15-minute quality conversation with your partner, when you could use that time to enjoy a run in the park, when you could use that time to read a book, when you could use that time to love yourself, and you find yourself getting busy, getting busy, getting busy, because you think that is the code, that is the secret to getting a high income, you are lying to yourself, because hard work without a plan, listen to this, hard work without a plan is the ultimate form of laziness. And guess where does this form of laziness comes from? It comes from your paradigm. It comes from your belief. Robert is asking, what if the problem is to change identity and keep the new one without going backwards again? Yes, it is not keep the new one, Robert. You want to kill. You want to permanently kill the old software, the old identity, because you cannot improve Windows 95. Do you want to use an improved version of Windows 95? Or do you want to use the latest version? Windows 10 or whatever it is. You understand? So I want to explain to you, when you have this new belief and you are affirming yourself, at what point does that affirmation become reality? Are you curious to know about this? Earlier on, we talked about the power of affirmations, right? So are you curious? Yes, I use affirmations to program. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Okay, your identity, your self-image is how you see yourself. It's your understanding of your identity. It's your relationship with your identity. Yes, you can call it a new self-identity, a new image, or a new paradigm. It is the same thing. What is that mental software that's controlling all your results? Okay, that is what we want to change. Okay, when you want to change that identity or that image or that software or that paradigm, okay, whatever you want to call it, and you use affirmations, at what point does your affirmation replace the old belief? And at what point does all the beliefs get replaced, reprogrammed, so that you have a new identity? Okay, To understand that, you have to look at this model. Look at this teddy bear right here. If you think this teddy bear is extremely cute, put in the chat, cute. Okay, you see this teddy bear is just like you. It's made up of 5% of the conscious mind and 95% of subconscious. And your subconscious controls all of your results all the time. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to understand that behind this neck area, there is a nerve called the vagus nerve. So whenever you send a thought, okay, a thought down, or an affirmation, or a self-talk. Let's say you say, I'm so happy and grateful that every day I'm closing $1,000 in commissions. Okay, you take the affirmation. When you have the thought, what's happening is your conscious mind starts sending that affirmation down into your subconscious. What resides here in this teddy bear is your solar plexus. Okay, your solar plexus is like your internal sun. You know the sun. You have an internal sun. You know Iron Man. Every one of us has the internal sun. What happens in this sun is that it has so much life force that it is going to supercharge that affirmation and bring it to life. So don't be surprised if after affirming yourself, you say, oh, I am the salesperson that makes it rain wherever I go. I am a salesperson that makes it rain wherever I go. And you repeat it hundreds and thousands of times. Don't be surprised if tomorrow some company calls you up and say, hey, you got a job. And if you think I'm joking, to those of you watching this live or in the replay, some of you are inside my Manifest Unexpected Money Telegram chat, right? Yes or no? And you know that in that chat, I post influencer opportunities once or twice every week. Yes or no? How many of you actually apply for those positions? Do you know why you don't apply? It's because of this. If you say that, oh, I don't have closing opportunities, I have given you the opportunities. If you say you don't know how to close, you already have the skill. So there is no excuse whatsoever. But yet, the people inside that group chat, how many of you actually applied? Well, let me tell you, one person applied, and that person got the job. Okay? And that person, guess who it is? It is Andrea. So, the same Telegram chat, the same influencer opportunity, everything the same. Why was Andrea able to pick up a phone and contact that company and not the rest of you? Isn't it funny? This is another example of you having the perfect setup, but you don't take action because this is holding you back. So is it about hard work? Because a lot of the people in the chat are extremely busy. But who got the job? It's Andrea. What is it about Andrea that she can do that you can't do? I don't understand. Yet, at the same time, the people in the chat are extremely busy. How is that possible? Because they are hustling, they are grinding, they are sacrificing their time, thinking that, oh, that's going to lead me to a high income. And the reason they don't take action to do the things that actually count, contacting that golden goose influencer to get leads to sell on the phone, that was the main thing that counts. If you want to hit your goals, that was the main thing that counts. Why don't you take action? It's because I know it, you know it. Like, I know you understand everything I'm saying, right? There's only one problem. Your subconscious, it doesn't understand. So now that I explained how this model works, I hope that you know that your affirmation is not flying out into space. Your affirmation is not just something you do for fun. When you affirm yourself, there is a scientific, organic thing that is physically happening in your body. That's why Andrea got the job, even though she doesn't need the job. The only reason she got the job is because I told her, Sarvan, which part do you need me to repeat? Put in the chat which part is not clear. The only reason she got the job is I told her to just do it for fun, to show the members in the group how it's done. You understand? Why she can take action? Why can't you take action? What's holding you back? It is your subconscious. Okay? So before you work hard, before you grind, before you sacrifice, ask yourself, are you really doing the things that count? If you are not doing the things that count, it's because this identity here is missing. Okay? So your next question will be, okay, now I understand the power of belief. Now I understand how the science of sending my affirmation down my vagus nerve into my subconscious. I understand this. And I understand that my main priority is to reprogram my beliefs. Your next question is going to be, how often should I do it so that my beliefs get successfully reprogrammed? Yes, Robert, it is to make a statement. Do you want to do the things that count? Or do you want to role play? You understand? You have to do the things that count. And why don't you do the things that count? Because your subconscious is not aligned. So how many times should I repeat the affirmation in order for my subconscious to accept? Put in the chat. Make a guess. Is it 5 times? Is it 100 times? Is it 1,000 times? Okay. You see, your subconscious, it doesn't argue. So whatever you send down into your solar plexus, it has to accept and empower that thought or the affirmation with life force so that your seed starts to germinate. Okay? The only criteria is you cannot stop. You can't stop the affirmation process. It has to be going again and again and again and again and again and again and again. It's like when I was fencing, I was still physically very weak. All my opponents would always be physically superior. So my only breakthrough could be in the mind. So when I was fencing my opponents, I had to repeatedly tell myself, I believe. Yes, Sarvan is saying countless. Exactly. I believe in myself. I meet this opponent, very big size. I believe in myself. The next day, I meet this other opponent, extremely fast. I believe in myself. The third day, I meet another opponent. Oh, it's extremely good. I believe in myself. So it's always, I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I believe non-stop. Because the moment you stop, the old paradigm is going to take over. So what you want to do is to have it constantly repeated, constantly spaced. This, we call it CSR. CSR, constant space repetition. You have to repeat the affirmation until the old belief is gone. Do you understand? So number 1 is the power of belief. Number 2, you have to use affirmations. Number 3, okay, you have to constantly repeat. There is only one issue. You see this part here? When you say 5 times, when you say 100 times, or like Robert is saying, every second, or Sarvan is saying countless, my answer to you is, it is not enough. It is still not enough. Who can explain to me why? It's not enough at all. Put it in the chat and make a guess. Even if you say it countless times, infinite, every second, it is not enough. Do you know why? The answer is here. It's in your conscious mind. You see, in your conscious mind, there is a conscious critique. There is a conscious critic. And what this critic does is every single time you say, I can do it, okay, this conscious critic is going to filter that sentence. It's going to analyze that sentence. It's going to say, really? Really? Sarvan, can you become a successful salesperson? Really, Robert? Can you succeed? It's this conscious critic that's extremely logical, that's extremely analytic, is extremely love to ask questions. When your conscious critic counters the affirmation, it cancels out the affirmation. You understand? Not just from your conscious mind, but from your environment as well. Okay? When I was writing copy, after I closed down my martial arts business, and I made the transition to write copy full time. As you know, we copywriters, when we work, we are always by our computers, right? So because of that, people in my family thought that I was playing video games, computer games all the time. Because well, if you're at home all the time and you're using your computer all the time, it means that you're playing. How could you be working? But no, my house was my office. My house was my battleground. Yes, Robert is saying sounds like my dad or my former friend. So what my family would do is they would stand outside the door, and whenever I open my door, they would say, "Hey, go get a job." So can you imagine? Over here, I'm saying, "Hey, I'm going to be the best damn copywriter in the world," but outside, people are saying, "You can't do it." I'm going to be the best salesperson in the world, and your conscious mind says, "No, no, you can't." What's going to happen is your affirmations will not be able to get through because they are being cancelled. They are being neutralized. So then the question is, how can I successfully get all of those affirmations into my subconscious without getting filtered, without getting challenged, without getting cancelled, without getting neutralized? Okay? The solution, listen to this, the solution to making each and every one of your affirmations come true is by bypassing the conscious mind. Did you write it down? The way to bypass the conscious mind is to use subliminal methods. What is the meaning of subliminal? It means that it is either too soft to be heard or too subtle to be seen by your conscious mind, but your subconscious will be able to pick them up every single time. You understand? This is the watchman at the gate. Your conscious mind is the watchman at the gate. You want to bypass the conscious mind so that each and every one of your affirmations hit your subconscious again and again, again and again, again and again. And the next day, 14 days later, 6 months later, you're already a different person. Now you can close with conviction because you have that belief programmed into your mind. No one can neutralize your thoughts. No one can give you like objections, resistance, because in your core, you are already it. Okay, so did I explain this equation clearly enough? If you don't understand, put in the chat. Even if you're watching the replay at a later time, put in the chat and I'll come back and answer your question. But your main purpose right now is to understand that if you use affirmations and they don't work, and you find that you're unable to switch your beliefs, you're unable to change your beliefs, and your old paradigm remains the same, it is because your conscious mind is blocking the way. Either words from other people or words from yourself, your conscious critic is blocking the way. Yes, Sarvan, ask your question. Your conscious critic is blocking the way. So if you want to hit your subconscious, you want to access your subconscious, you have to bypass the conscious mind. And the way to do that is to use subliminal methods. Okay? Subliminal affirmations that are too soft for you to hear it, too subtle for you to see it, but your subconscious can pick it up every single time. Is my explanation clear? Is my explanation clear? Okay. If you have any questions, whether you're watching this live or at a replay, put in the chat so that you have to understand how this works. Because if you don't reprogram your subconscious mind, if your conscious mind is always blocking yourself, at the end of the day, you will not change your beliefs. If you don't change your beliefs, nothing is going to change. Yes, so Sarvan is saying, uh, after thoughts enter into subconscious using subliminal methods, when emotionally impact happens. Okay, I don't understand what you're saying, but there is a chance that Sarvan is saying, is emotional impact stronger or constant spaced repetition stronger? Okay, so Sarvan is saying this because he knows that there are only two ways to reprogram your mind: constant spaced repetition or an emotional impact. Okay, let me tell you this: an emotional impact is very hard to undo. For example, as a kid, like Brandon or like Amanda, if you have been traumatized in some way, shape, or form, and you grow up, it's very hard to undo that damage. Okay? The only way to undo that damage is by using this to unroot whatever was the root cause of that trauma and begin that healing process. If you don't heal, you cannot move forward. There will always be the ceiling, right? Yes, so Sarvan is saying, what happens if after you reprogram your mind, then an emotional impact happens? That is why the, there is no greater weapon than a prepared mind. Let me repeat that. Put in the chat if you understand what I mean. There is no greater weapon than a prepared mind. Just look at the year in 2020. So much has happened. So many challenges, right? So many obstacles. How did you handle the COVID situation? How did you handle the challenges in 2020? That tells me how you're going to handle every single challenge for the rest of the year. How prepared were you when these challenges came your way? I'm sure that in your respective situations, each and every one of you have had your fair share of challenges, right? So, how were you able to brace yourself, to prepare yourself? It's all in the mindset. There's still 6 more months of 2020 to come. Are you prepared for those impacts? How are you going to prepare yourself? It's by strengthening your mind today, right now, not when it happens. Because someone is asking, what if I prepare myself and then the impact kills me, the impact hits me? All the more you have to start your preparation now. If another crisis happens and you lose your foundation, that is too late to start doing this. You understand? So you have to build a foundation. We talk about identity, willpower, discipline, habits. Your identity is the ultimate foundation. That's why I don't know what is stopping you from starting this process right now, today. If you get lazy, if you wait for the emotional impact to happen, that's going to be too late. And you don't need to hustle. You don't need to grind. You just need to make sure that you do everything in your power to make sure your subconscious is able to accept those beliefs. Yes, Sarvan, does that answer your question? Right? You have to prepare yourself now, okay, so that you are stronger than the impact. That is what life is about, okay? Your main duty right now is to make sure that your subconscious has all the beliefs you want, not 50 programs, not 50 YouTube videos, okay? Not about getting busy. Get your beliefs in order. I repeat, get your beliefs in order. Okay, secret number 3 is how to protect yourself. Because I know that a lot of you, yes, Sarvan, continue asking your questions, because if you don't ask, I don't know what you're thinking. Okay, I don't know if my explanation is clear. Now, secret number 3. I know that a lot of you are driven to succeed. You are driven to reprogram your mind. But you have a problem. Like Brandon in my story earlier, you have a very negative environment. Every day, you tell yourself to be positive. Every day, you tell yourself, I can do it. I can succeed. And then you go out to your family, you go out to your friends, you go out to your workplace, and people are gossiping. People are lazing around. People are telling you, hey, you can just take it easy. Why are you so driven? Just chill, man. Let's go out for some drinks. Let's play some video games. Let's relax. And you are like, what the hell? I'm trying to get ahead. And why are all these people so lazy? And it bothers you because even the best sword, okay, is gonna rust when you put it in water. Okay, so if your environment is a freaking swimming pool, you have to get out of that swimming pool. Otherwise, you're gonna rust. When I say rust, what I mean is you're gonna absorb the negative, lazy paradigms of the people around you. For Brandon, he grew up in a negative environment. And even till today, do you think his family has changed? No, they are still negative. They are still lazy. They are still lethargic. So when Brandon works from home, being a salesperson, being a copywriter, he becomes lethargic. He starts browsing random videos on YouTube. He starts trying to consume the free stuff, and he falls back into his environment and he is gone. If I did not work with Brandon, he would have been a goner a long time ago. And he could just continue to download free stuff, go to YouTube, and 6 months, 6 years from now, you look at his family didn't even change in 20 years. Why would Brandon change in 20 years? So when you have a difficult environment, it is your responsibility to get out. If you can't get out, then it is your responsibility to build an incubator. An incubator. Earlier on, I told you, when you plant a new seed, when you design a new affirmation, you are planting a seed. When the seed starts to grow, if your environment is negative and someone in your family or someone in your circle of friends or someone in your office comes and squashes that seed and say, no, you can't be a good closer. You can't be a good copywriter. Forget it. Let's go for some drinks. Your seed is going to die. Okay, so especially in the earliest phase of you growing that seed, you want to protect that seed. And the way to protect the seed is to put it in an incubator. Okay, what is an incubator? An incubator is a system where you have everything in place to make sure that, hey, now I want to change my beliefs. In the past, I wasn't so confident. I was an introvert. But now that I'm in sales, I need to, yes, Robert, a lot of people are like Brandon. A lot of people are like Amanda. It's all self-sabotage. Okay, you want to convert yourself from self-sabotage to being a winner, to enhance yourself, not sabotage yourself. Okay, and the way to do it is to protect yourself initially when you are still planting that seed. And the way to protect yourself is you need a system. Otherwise, you could have the best affirmations in the world, and your environment is telling you, hey, relax, how can you grow? Your friends are saying, is it really going to work? This sales thing you do, is it really going to work? How are you going to progress if people around you give you doubt, give you negativity, give you fear? And you know, a lot of times, these people, they don't even need to talk. Their presence alone, their frequency alone, if they even so much just look at you. So Sarvan is finally getting the point. The stuff and value you're providing is serious stuff. That's why I have a business. Because there are salespeople that are quietly suffering. They know they need help, like Amanda, but they don't reach out. They know their environment is drowning them, but they don't reach out. Why? It's not because they don't know how to use a phone. The fact is, they could have just texted me right now and said, Sean, help me. But why don't they do that? It's because their paradigm says, no, you don't need to message Sean. Just relax, have some drinks, self-sabotage. Okay, so if you know of a sales professional that is silently struggling, do him or her a favor, bring them into this free group, let them watch this free workshop, and tell them, if you ignore this message, 6 months from now, Christmas is going to arrive. You're going to set your New Year's resolutions again, but nothing is going to change. Okay. Now, what does this system comprise of? This system comprises of 4 steps. And I want you to understand that even if you have affirmations and you put it in your years, your life is not going to change. Why? Because you need to start with a strong intention. Okay. Earlier on in today's training, I asked you, what was your goal? Is it to hit your first 10K? Is it to double or triple your closing ratio? Is it to find a company that you can have a future with? If you do not set a strong intention, your incubator doesn't know what to do. Your subconscious mind, it doesn't know what to do. And if you set no intention, it equals random intention. Let me repeat. If you don't set an intention, it equals a random intention. Do you know what happens when you set a random intention? The universe is going to give you a random test. Yes, my health is perfectly fine, but I'm freaking thirsty. So let me have a sip of water. Okay? So if you set a random intention, the universe is going to give you a random test, a random challenge, where you will not see what is coming your way. Do you like a random test from the universe? It's random. You can't prepare for it. Number 2 is extremely important. Without feelings, your thought is cold. You understand? The affirmation is also known as a thought germ. What does a seed need when it is growing? When a seed is growing, it needs the right ingredients, proper soil, proper fertilizer, proper sunlight, proper water. Your feeling is what is going to nurture that intention into fruition. Let me repeat that. Your emotions and feelings are what that's going to nurture that seed, that intention, that affirmation. If every day you say to yourself, I want to be a 6-figure closer, but the way you say it is this: I want to be a 6-figure closer. Do you think anything's going to happen? But if you say, I believe with every fiber of my being that I will close every single prospect that I talk to because I believe in my product, I believe in my prospect, the energy is very different. Your frequency is very different. Okay? That's right. Robert is saying when you write crappy copy and your coach says, nope, do it again, and you keep repeating the mistake, it's because, yes, you don't have the right intention. So always start with a clear and strong intention, and you'll nurture that with feelings. Without feelings, your plant doesn't have the right conditions in the incubator to grow into a plant, to grow into a tree, to bear fruit. And step number 3 is action. Now, how is this action different from this? I thought you said, Sean, don't hustle, don't grind, don't sacrifice. So when I say action, how is it different? Does anyone know the difference? Okay. When you hustle and grind, you are taking action from a place of desperation, from a place of burning out. You don't have the belief. You don't have the right frequency. You are not in the right state. You are just telling yourself, oh my God, I got to close. I got to work hard because if I don't do that, I'm going to die. Versus when you set a strong intention, tomorrow I'm going to write to 5 companies to tell them that, hey, I can close for them. And I'm going to be in this state. I'm going to prime myself. I'm going to dress up. I'm going to show up. And I'm going to speak with conviction. When you do it this way, you are flowing from an inside out approach. It comes from strength within, which means that the action you take is not hustle, it is not grinding. It is called taking inspired action. The power is in the inspiration. Inspiration is your feeling plus intention amplified. That's why you have the winner's mentality. It's taking inspired action. The opposite of this is, oh my God, I have to make calls. Oh my God, I have to do this. I have to do that. Okay? So desperation is neither good nor bad. The important thing is what is the frequency you are on. Are you desperate to win because you have confidence in yourself? You respect your life, you respect your time. Or are you desperate to win because you're reacting? Oh my God, I got to pay the rent. I got to pay the bills. And I don't want to lose. So it's either you come from a mindset of a winner or you have this reactive mindset of someone that doesn't have self-belief. Okay, so nothing is good or bad, but it is your frequency that makes it so. Okay, so my point is you have to take inspired action. Inspired action is the blossom of thought. Inspired action is the blossom of feeling. Tomorrow, when you make that call and you close that deal, if you succeed, it is because you spoke with conviction, you spoke with intention, you spoke with feeling. It is not because, oh, I got to make the call, I got to make the call. That is burnout action. I don't want you to take burnout action. I want you to take inspired, consistent, inspired, massive action. Last but not least, your incubator also consists of an environment. And what is the difference between this environment versus this environment? Does anyone know? Whether you're watching this live or watching the replay, put in the chat as you go. The more you engage, the more you get. What is the difference between this environment and this environment? This environment was the one you were born in. This environment was the one you're given. It's the one you can't control. This environment is the one that you can control. I'm talking about your mental environment, your digital environment, your social media, the places you choose to go, the way you design your desk, your workplace, your office, your bed. Does your environment empower you to stay focused? Or does your environment cause you to become lazy? I know a lot of salespeople during COVID, when they were forced to work from home, their bed was just beside their workplace. So very easily they would fall asleep. Very easily they would feel lethargic. Very easily they would lose their motivation to go out there and close deals. Why? Because their bed is just beside their computer. So what if you shifted your bed away? What if you threw your bed away? I'm just kidding, don't do that. What if you change your environment so that when you turn on your phone, all you see are your positive role models? What if all the chat groups that you are in are people that inspire you and bring you up? What if everything you did, you put an influence, you put your influence into that space so that your environment is a healthy, powerful incubator? Because if you turn on your phone and you have negative friends, if you turn on your social media and your feed is negative, if you have a place to work, but you structure it such that it makes you lazy, may I ask you, do you have an incubator? No, you have a comfort zone. And at whatever stage in your career you're in, as long as you're trying to make it, you're trying to hit your milestones, whatever you define to be your milestones. If you are stuck in your comfort zone, that is the favorite way that your old paradigm loves to hold you back by giving you the taste of a stable salary, by giving you the taste of a wonderful, comfortable bed, by giving you the taste of free stuff on YouTube. When your mind tastes all this comfort, you will lose your drive, you will lose your mojo, you will lose your cutting edge. So my question to you is, are you going to design your environment to win and turn it into your incubator with the right intention, feelings, and consistent, massive, purposeful action every single day? Or are you going to be a victim of your environment? Yes, I understand. For some of you, you have really challenging environments. I'm not disputing that. What I want you to do is to grow your sphere, your circle of control and influence in this box. There are things that you can't control, but there are things that you can control. I'm sure if I got you to list 10 things right now that you have a say over, your environment would change so much that your frequency will change, your state of mind will change, and tomorrow you'll be closing all the deals that you have been procrastinating on. Am I right or am I wrong? Okay, so let me do a recap of the three secrets. At the end of the day, everything goes back to your belief. Do you believe you deserve success? If you don't have the belief, your main priority today is to get that belief. If you don't get that belief, and you work hard, you use habits, you use willpower, you use discipline, you are burning yourself out, you're not going to get the results anyway. You can never surpass the limits of your self belief. It controls everything. You can never surpass the limits of your self belief. And when you want to reprogram those beliefs, you have to use affirmations. That's secret number two. But you have to bypass your conscious critic, the conscious voices of others and yourself, to repeatedly hit your solar plexus, your subconscious, so that you can ignite your intention with life force, with the life force from your solar plexus, thereby bringing the affirmations to life. Okay, and you need an incubator to execute, to follow up. We talk about constant spaced repetition. You need this system to ensure that 14 days from this training, 6 months from today's training, you have this system in place to hold these new beliefs together until you become a rock solid, sturdy tree that no typhoon, no impact, no emotional impact can shake your foundation, where you are a rock solid, six-figure closer. Do you understand? So with that in mind, you have a choice right now. You can take all the three secrets that I've shared with you and go out there and continue to do it on your own. Or you can get help from yours truly. If you want to do this on your own, type 1 in the chat. If you want my help, type 2 in the chat right now. Okay, if you want to do this on your own, type 1. If you want to do this with me, you want my help, put in 2 in the chat. Robert is asking, how do I kill my old beliefs? Okay, you have to withdraw your attention from your old way of life and focus on incubating the new you. Now, is this going to happen overnight? Is this going to happen in a 7-week program? No, this is a way of living. You guys have no idea how many times Amanda had to fall down and stand back up. You guys have no idea how many times Brandon had to fall down and stand back up. You cannot get this from a 7-week program. You can only find this in your heart. Okay. So now that you have typed 2, I'm going to present with you my solution for today. Okay, introducing the Subliminal Affirmation System for sales professionals. Earlier on, I told you that you need a system. Okay, so I'm going to give you the system. This program, when I sell it down the road, after I'm done testing, okay, it's going to be $997. But today, it's not going to be $997. It's not even going to be $497. Okay, it's going to be $496. What do you get for $496? First, I'm going to coach you live in a group coaching session. And in this one session, I'm going to show you exactly how I used the subliminal affirmation to reprogram my mind to hit my first 10K month in 2018. And since then, I have never looked back. You're going to get a bonus live group class, Discipline Secrets. Okay, so this too is the main thing. You're going to get a Facebook group for accountability, for me to check your assignments. You're going to get a Telegram chat so that you have private access to me. Okay, and you're going to get all of this for $496. And I'm going to give you something better than a money back guarantee. Today only, if you just pay $1, if you go over to Sina.live/ so I'll just type it in the chat, Sina.live/SAS trial. If you just pay $1 today, I am going to give you this live group coaching that's going to happen 2 days from now as of this recording. Monday, Singapore time. We're going to have a live class 2 days from now, Monday, my time. $1, you're going to get this group coaching session. You understand? 48 hours after this group training, if you don't do anything, then and only then, you will be billed the remainder of the $496, which means it is $1 today and $496 48 hours after the live group coaching call. And what this means is you can try before you buy. Attend the class first. Put out $1 today. Attend the class first. And if you love it, do nothing, you will be billed the remainder automatically. If you don't like it, if you don't think that this is going to get you to your first 10K month, just send me an email. Without questions, I will cancel your $496 and you don't have to pay anything other than the $1 today. How's that for a deal? So for those of you who just say, oh, I've bought so many programs and I don't know if I should invest, this is a $1 offer. You have no excuses, okay? It is $1, Sarvan. $1 today, attend the live class. If you don't like it, send me an email. You will not be charged the $496. But if you do nothing, you love the class, just leave it as it is, you will be billed the remainder of the $496. Deal? It's a no-brainer, right? So to those of you that say, I have no time, can you give me 20 minutes a day? For those of you who say, I have no money, this is a $1 trial. What's your excuse? Unless you think that this is not going to help you, then put in the chat, this is not going to help me. Then no deal. It's fine. Okay, you can give me a no, but by the end of this year, we are going to gather again. Do we have a deal? This year, 2020, Christmas, December 25th, 11:30 p.m. We're going to gather here and we're going to post all our wins. So make sure that even if you don't do this with me today, when the time comes, you have the results that you want. Whether it's a financial goal, whether it's a social, personal, emotional goal, when we get together again, I want to see your results. You understand? Now, okay, so to those of you that are saying deal right now, just go over to the link, make a payment, send me a message. Okay, you know what to do. For those of you that do not want the trial, today, you want to pay in full, I'm going to charge you $300, which means that it's not going to be $497. It's going to be $300 today, right now. Means you don't want the trial, you want to go all in, you want to give me $300 today, right now on this live workshop. Here's my gift to you. For those of you who are fast action takers, you want to do the $300 deal, which means that if you go over to sina.live/SAS300, and I'm going to pin this right now as the top comment in this thread. If you see the pinned comment, sina.live/300, in exchange for you being decisive and putting 300 down today, here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a set of 7 affirmation audios, ready-made, custom-made, okay? Yes, I'm telling you the program right now. 7 audios, okay, which consists of all the ingredients you need to get self-confidence, the winner's mentality, overcome procrastination, better health, better wealth, everything that you could ever want as a sales professional. If you have dreamed of it, I have dreamed of it. And I have put all these goals into a set of 7 affirmations that contain the theta brainwave. And what this means is you're supposed to listen to this as you sleep. And what's going to happen when you listen is during your sleep, let's say you sleep for 7 hours. Every minute, every second. You know earlier on how we discussed, hey, how many times should I do the self-talk? Well, you don't have to do it because over here, these are recordings that I've done, and you will not be able to hear anything other than some birds chirping, some raindrops falling, some nice music, because all the affirmations that I personally recorded for you is subliminal, which means that consciously you will only hear the birds, you will only hear the rain. But what's happening is the subliminal affirmations are hitting your subconscious by the thousands again and again, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of times while you are sleeping. You understand? This is for you when you sleep. The alpha subliminal, same thing, 7 set of subliminal audios for you to listen once a day. So the entire week, these 7 sets of subliminal audio affirmations come in the form of the alpha brainwave. The alpha brainwave puts you in a place to focus, which means that when you work, when you're on your computer, it's going to prime you to be in the flow, in the zone. So as you are working, this alpha subliminals, again, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of times, okay? Imagine your peers are being negative. If they say one negative thing to you, you come back here and listen, you have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of voices in your head that is reprogramming your beliefs. You will not be able to hear anything. But as the weeks pass, as the months pass, you will gradually feel that strength, that conviction, that groundedness, because your beliefs are starting to change and you can't hear anything. You'll only hear the bees, you only hear the ocean, you only hear the rain, but all the affirmations are hitting your subconscious by the thousands every single second, which means that when you sleep, your beliefs are being programmed. When you work, your beliefs are being programmed 24/7. Okay? Do you understand? Now, I want to talk about this number 3, okay? The subconscious life script. How many of you have observed Andrea? Do you know that just a few months back, when she was teaching her life classes, she would stammer, she would stutter, she couldn't plan, she couldn't express herself. So I made one of these, the subconscious life script. What's happening is on the left ear, you will be hearing a series of affirmations for you to become a six-figure closer. That's on the left ear. On the right ear, it is a story. Okay, it is a story of a salesperson who went from zero to hero, who went from zero to six figures. So what's happening is when you put the two together, your conscious mind is unable to catch because it's happening at the same time. Okay, which means that your conscious mind is going to be overwhelmed, which means that your subconscious will receive the entire script. So if in you right now, you have a subconscious script that is not serving you, you need to replace that script with this new script where you deserve to have more health, more wealth, more love as a six-figure closer. Not only that, while the left ear is telling you the affirmation and the right ear is telling you the story, there is another layer of subliminal. So this one, I personally narrated. So you will hear my voice, you will hear my soothing, amazing, manly, sexy voice on both ears, and at the same time, you will also have another layer of the same thing in subliminal form entering the subconscious. So in a total, this is 4 voices. So if you look at Andrea's progress and you look into her eyes and you see her confidence, you see her clarity, is anyone freaked out? I think I'm the only one that's freaked out because I saw this a few months ago that she couldn't even talk. And today she's able to lead her own tribe. And by the way, her tribe, they're all men, and she's a woman. Okay, so it says a lot about her clarity and her masculine energy and her conviction. Okay, and if in her that she didn't have this script, if she was having her old script, man, she wouldn't have a tribe, she wouldn't have a business. You understand? So just this one thing alone is enough to change the game for you, which is why this is valued at 797, this is valued at 497, and this is priceless. Okay? This is like cheating. You understand? For those of you that say, oh, I don't really know the how to use affirmations. Does it really work? How okay, so if you don't know how to use the vehicle itself, I have a video and audio course, a mini course called Master Key to Affirmations. The video you can study at home, the audio you can put in your phone, put in your car, and listen as you go. It is a video, 5-part video and audio program that will teach you how to make affirmations work in your life. It's valued at 197. Okay, just this alone, I could have sold it as a course. Okay, you're gonna get advanced healing. Okay, advanced healing is for your emotional health. If you work in sales, you get rejected all the time. How do you feel? I mean, it's just part of sales, right? I mean, I get rejected as well. Every one of you watching this, not everyone is gonna buy, right? So you get rejected, I get rejected. What happens to our health? Sometimes it takes a toll on us. This advanced healing program is a set of 7 affirmations that I consciously pronounce every single word with my amazing, beautiful, endearing voice to help you to heal so that you advance your inner game. You get the emotional strength. You get the emotional freedom. You get to flow with your emotions and you don't sound like a robot. Andrea let my mother listen to this, and my mother might be the most, she doesn't exercise at all. All 60 years of her life, I don't see her exercise. Andrea went behind my back and let my mother listen to this. And 2 weeks later, she started doing yoga. Of all people, my mother started doing yoga. And she was sharing with Andrea about her yoga classes. And she didn't even remember that all her life, she doesn't even exercise. So I was like, what the hell? So that's when I know that these things are so potent that if you know how to use them. Now, if you just listen and just sit down, your life is not going to change. You actually have to get out and execute. The difference is you will be supercharged. And the action you take will be inspired action. You're going to get 7 days of stillness. So the long story short is every single time anyone on my team has a problem, we always go into stillness. This training is based on Charles Haanel's Master Key system. With this training, you will be able to connect to infinite intelligence at will, to tap into your subconscious for answers, which means that when you are closing and you hit a roadblock, instead of saying, hey, what is the script I should use? You will be able to find the answer from your subconscious and flow your way through obstacles. Why? Because you have stillness. And stillness, to put it simply, is defined as the ability to find clarity, to find solution, to find results, to find balance, no matter how chaotic your outside situation is. So we talk about environment. No matter how discouraging or how negative your environment will be, as long as you are able to have stillness, you will always be able to find your center and prevail and come out as the winner. So, to those of you that told me you want to have the winner's mentality, ask yourself, do you have stillness? If you can't find yourself in the eye of the storm, you will always crack under pressure, and that is not what a six-figure closer does, okay? Last but not least, for those of you that have a bad relationship with money, somehow, some way, when you were young, you were told that money is bad and money is blah, blah, blah. And growing up, when you sell and when it's time for you to take money from the prospect, you find that you hesitate. You find that you choke because you feel bad about taking someone's money because you did not have a good relationship with money. You did not have a good understanding of money. It means that there is a wound in your heart when it comes to money. This program, Manifested Unexpected Money, is designed to help you heal. What this program does, in short, it is going to reprogram your mind with the wealth consciousness so that you become someone that loves money. You become someone that's grateful for money. So when you speak to your prospect, you have a very different energy. Okay, so whatever you go through in your sales career, I know the pains, the struggles, the confusion, the frustration, I know. Everything in here is designed to help you to heal, to break through, to advance, to hit your milestones. So if you put $1 down today, you're going to get the live coaching that's going to happen in another 2 days, Monday my time. If you don't want to do the trial, you want to pay in full, I'm going to take the 496 away. You just pay 300 today. Go over to cena.live/SAS300 and pay the full amount, and you're going to get all these amazing bonuses. If you work in sales and you believe in this solution, you believe in me, you believe in my ability to lead you for the next 6 months to come, all the way till Christmas, but you don't have $300 to your name to make this investment, my question to you is, how are you going to make this happen? When I launch this program and you miss this amazing offer, it's going to be high ticket. It's going to be extremely high ticket because this is my life coaching. This is my personal time. Okay? So this is an absolute steal. This is a crime. To get this at 300, if you can't do this, I have nothing to say to you. But if your decision is a yes, you just have some questions. Hey, I'm afraid that I might be too busy. Okay, or one of you told me, I'm afraid that I don't have time because there's so many things to do. Well, first and foremost, you have to know who I am. I am a Jeet Kune Do practitioner, Bruce Lee's martial art, and our emphasis is on simplicity. It's on doing that one thing that works, not that 5, 10 things to get busy. So my belief is simplicity breeds excellence. So Sarvan is saying, I'm talking about the bonus, but what is the program? So the program is this, the live group coaching session, where for 3 hours live, I'm going to personally take you through from point A to point B. Point A is me starting at $2. Point B is me making my 10K. How did I do it? I used the power of subliminal affirmations. How did I build my incubator? How did I design my affirmations? How did I execute on a daily basis? How did I set my goals? How did I reach out to companies? How did I close on the phone? Everything. What is going to happen in this live group coaching session in that 3 hours? If you have a question, something you don't understand, I'm going to explain and demonstrate until you fully understand what you need to do to hit your milestones. Okay? Even if you don't understand anything I'm saying now, I just want you to know that even if you were to just get any one of these items on their own, a la carte, you just get this or this or this or any one of these on their own, a la carte, is already sufficient to propel you towards your income goals in sales. Just any single one, not to mention the whole thing. Okay? So if you have a question, something you don't understand, ask right now. Now is the time to take questions. So you guys have any questions? Even I know Robert has joined, Wesker has joined, but I know you guys are live. So even if you have paid and even if you have joined and you have questions, ask right now. Okay? So one of you told me, hey, it's so many things. I'm afraid I might not have the time. So I'm telling you right now, simplicity is key. In my training, less is more. I repeat, in my training, less is more. If after training with me, you still find that you have 100 things to do a day, then something is wrong. Okay? I want you to reduce. I want you to minus. I want you to simplify, to do the things that count. Don't get me wrong, my training is still going to be challenging. My training is still going to be tough. I'm going to be that one coach in your life that you're going to absolutely hate because I will force you so far out your comfort zone, you will not recognize yourself and you're going to hate me for that. But 5, 10 years from now, when you look back on the July 12th, 2020, you're going to say, man, that was the best decision I made in my life because this coach, Sean Cena, he kicked my ass so badly that I had to change. That's what's going to happen. Okay. And then another one of you said that, hey, this offer is confusing. Okay, so let me repeat. $1 today, you get this. After the call, then you pay, unless you want to cancel. Okay? This is for those that put the $300 down today. You're gonna get all the bonus. That is it. So this is for the trial people. This is for the $300 people. My suggestion is you better do everything in your power to get this. And if you have a question, now is the time to put it in the chat. We have 12 more minutes before I go off. Okay? So if your question is too private, you don't feel like asking in this group, that's fine. Write me a personal message on Facebook Messenger. Or you can write to me on Telegram at Sean Cena. That's SeanSena. Tell me who you are, where you're from, what are your concerns. By this time, you should be pretty much closed and ready to move forward because class is starting this Monday. This is the thing. Subliminal affirmations is going to be the main thing that our tribe is going to be focusing on for the next 6 months. It is the next phase in my evolve, in my evolution as a coach. It's your next phase As you evolve, we are going to be focusing on this. So if you get left behind, if you don't understand what's happening, and 6 months from now, you decide that, hey, I wish that I had taken this training, this will be a full-fledged high-ticket program where I actually have a proper webinar, where I actually have a proper setup and not just this whiteboard. So the reason why we are doing this whiteboard is to test. So in exchange for helping me be a beta testing student, I'm giving you this criminal pricing. Okay, and in exchange for this criminal pricing, what I need from you as a promise, write down. And if you want to fulfill this promise with me, type in the chat promise. Just type promise in the chat. What I need from you, if you do this with me, whether you do the trial, whether you do the bonus, okay, I want a video testimonial from you where you say, today is the 12th of July. I just got into Sean's coaching program. Here's how much I'm making. Here's what are my goals. And this year, Christmas, I will need you to film an after video to say, I've hit my goals. Here's the evidence. And it's because I work with Sean and he taught me to reprogram my beliefs. He taught me to execute on those beliefs. That's why I have my dream partner. I have my dream income. And I'm going to take your before, I'm going to take your after, and I'm going to put it in a video to use in my marketing so that we can go out there and help fellow salespeople right now who are sitting in their house secretly crying because they don't know how to recover and heal from their burnout. They're secretly crying because they feel stressed. They don't know how to break away from their old paradigm. My goal is to help 500 salespeople by the end of this year hit their first 10K in commissions. Are you going to be one of those 500? Or are you going to be one of those that gets busy, falls back to their old paradigm? Wesker is asking. Sarvan is asking, does it really happen? What do you mean? Does what really happen? Sarvan, if you work in sales, and I know that English is not your main language, but if you work in sales and you want to sell in English, you have to make it a point to articulate your words clearly. We as salespeople, we sell with words. Okay, so when you ask a question, ask clearly. You ask, does it really happen? What is it? Wesker is saying, I found that I tend to procrastinate whenever I see an obstacle that I know is complex and hard. I tend to find some distraction, dragging some time before I finally do what I have to do. How can I not procrastinate? So this issue is not a superficial problem. You understand? This is not something that is at a surface level. Whenever you find that, hey, there's this pattern in my life that I keep having problems with. I'm supposed to go, but I wait. I'm supposed to go, but I wait. And because of this, because of procrastination, I don't have my results. But actually, I know what to do. I have the right tools. It's just that it's challenging. That's why I feel like, maybe tomorrow, right? So I know how you feel. Everyone goes through this phase. You see, when you are here, you are essentially stuck because you cannot work hard, right? You're already stuck. You cannot slack because if you slack, then you don't have results. So you can neither go forward and you can neither go back. In other words, you are stuck. Then you have to ask yourself, why? Why are you stuck? Like I said, there is one belief in your system that is a seed that has grown into a tree of procrastination. So when we work together, our duty is to find that tree, identify that tree, and identify when were those seeds planted? How were they planted? Was it something that happened in your past? However, we have to find that root cause and eliminate that root cause. Once that root cause has been eliminated, we have to put something in place, like the incubator, a system, okay? And me as your coach, I'm going to ask you, Wesker, yesterday you promised me that you're going to reach out to this company for a job opportunity. Did you do it? And if you say no, I will ask you why as your coach. And if you say, oh, because I want to play video games, what I'm going to do is I'm going to book a flight when this COVID system is over, when this COVID situation is over. I'm going to book a flight to Malaysia. I'm going to go to your house and I'm going to slam you through a table. Okay, that is the coaching process. Just kidding. Okay, you have to kick your own ass. Okay, but I'm going to put the system for you. But you have to unroot whatever got into here in the beginning and then build a new software. Okay, so Sarvan is asking, does transformation really going to happen with this subliminal? I'm curious, in fact, excited with an idea. So, Sarvan, we have a conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind. Okay, if you are able to get your subconscious to believe in X, then X has to happen. If you do not believe me, I want you to type in the chat right now. Who do you know, Sarvan, in your life is the most negative person in your life? You don't have to put the full name. I just want you to put in the initials. Just put in the initials of this person that you know very well that is extremely negative. Put in the chat, okay, while I take another question. So we still have 5 more minutes. To those of you that are watching live, if you have any questions, the training is starting this coming Monday. It's going to be at night, my time, probably 9 or 10 p.m. And it's going to be 3 hours. We might go deep, late into the night. It's going to be an additional bonus call. Okay. Okay, so Sarvan is saying my boss. Now, you look at your boss. Maybe he's making good money, but is he happy? You look at the things, you look at his attitude, and I want you to wonder, okay, just take a moment to guess. What are the things do you think this person says to himself when he is alone? Does he say, I can do it, I am positive, I am a solutions creator, I love my teammates, I love my subordinates, I love Sarvan? Does he say these things? Or does he say, shit, how can I close more deals? Why does this thing not work for me? Why is my subordinate stupid? Why blaming, complaining? So if you look at the things that he repeatedly says to himself again and again and again, and you look at his results, you look at his emotional health, you look at his level of happiness, you look at his level of fulfillment, do you see that it's going to be a match? So you don't have to be curious if self-talk works. Just look at your boss. Sarvan, your boss is already doing this program himself. It's just that he's doing it in the negative way, in an unconscious way. He is basically giving himself subliminal affirmations for him. He's a sales pro, right? Just that he's doing that in a negative, unconscious way. We are going to do it in a positive, conscious way. So you tell me. Okay, I have time for one final question. So Robert is saying, yes, I want you to understand that as a coach, I'm not able to accept everyone. Just because you pay, let me put a disclaimer here. Just because you pay, it doesn't mean I have to accept you. I will refund you and kick you out of the program because I have fear myself. Do you know what I fear? I fear a person who comes into the program. He doesn't show up. He is late. He doesn't follow through. He doesn't listen. Okay? If that is a client that's going to join this program, I'm going to kick you out. I'm going to pay you to stay away from my life. Okay? So not everyone is going to be a fit. The reason I have accepted Robert, the reason why I've accepted Wesker is because over the last few months, I have seen their consistency. I have seen their attitude. And to be perfectly frank right now, I have respect for that kind of attitude, for Robert's attitude, for Wesker's attitude, because they are taking active steps. They are not complaining. Okay, they are not lazy. They are taking steps every day to overcome their limitations, just like I did in 2018. So with this attitude, if I give them my formula, I'm absolutely certain, I believe that they will succeed. Okay? So if you tell me I don't have the belief, I give you the belief. If you tell me I have no time, 20 minutes a day. If you tell me I have no money, do the trial. If you tell me I don't believe in this, type in the chat, I don't believe in this. That's fine. Okay? So this is all I have for you. It has been an amazing, beautiful 2 hours. If you have been watching this live or the replay, you have questions, please, there is no such thing as a stupid question. I will answer each and every single one of your questions anytime, anywhere. My only request is that you make a strong decision right now. Even if you do not move forward with this solution, I want you to go out there and find someone that has the results you want, focus, model after that person, and get your results. At the end of the day, you are doing this for yourself. You are doing this for your family. You are doing this for your kids. And every single time that my family has gotten problems, I'm always so thankful for my ability to sell. It is because of this skill, okay, that I've been able to overcome all my challenges so far in my life. It is because of my mindset that I can put into this skill that ensures that I can actually use my skill. So, whatever it is, understand that if you don't have the belief, nothing you do is going to work. So, always, always, always believe in belief. Okay, believe in belief. Start with belief. Without belief, you can't do anything. Okay, so I hope that my message today is loud and clear. I'll be doing another Q&A maybe tomorrow. So if you're watching this live or later, you have questions, send them my way. Don't be shy. If you need my help, send me a message. If you want to book a call, go to cna.live/talk, book a call. Okay. If you hold back, if you procrastinate, ask yourself, the last time you held back, the last time you got indecisive, what did that cost you? You know yourself best. So for the rest of us, we will be playing to win. We will be moving forward. To Robert, to Wesker that showed up live today, that joined the Subliminal Affirmation System program. We're going to start class on Monday. And this is not something where I teach you for 7 weeks and then I throw you to die. I will follow through all the way until Christmas this year. You have my promise, okay? As long as you follow through as well. Okay, any comments, questions, feedback, send them my way. Until next time, I had so much fun. I'm so grateful for everyone, Sarvan, Robert, Wesker, Andrea, Brian, as well as you who are watching the replay at a later time. Thank you for your amazing, amazing participation. Thank you for making this a thriving and wonderful community for sales professionals to bond, to grow, and to have fun. And whatever it is, I want you to remember that you are one transformation away. It's Sean Cena. Have a great day.